After losing the election to Ronald Reagan, a forlorn Jimmy Carter left the White House for his Georgia State peanut farm. It had been badly mismanaged and was more than $1 million in debt. Undeterred, Carter returned to his roots, a family tradition of overcoming adversity.
We didn't recognize hardships. We thought we were having a great life. We've always worked for a living. We know what it means to work.
And work he did. Almost immediately, Carter established a center in his name for advancing human rights. He traveled the globe to stamp out malaria, river blindness, and eradicate guinea worm disease, spread by drinking unclean water. It once killed millions in rural Africa. Today, there are just a handful of cases each year.
When you don't have guinea worm, then the children can go to school, the farmers can plant their crops, and the entire economic status of a village and a community and a nation can be helped.
Carter was also called on by sitting presidents to mediate conflict. In 1994, with troops positioned along the border with North Korea bracing for war, then-President Bill Clinton dispatched Carter to negotiate with the then North Korean president. Carter succeeded in negotiating a framework for dismantling the nation's nuclear program.
I negotiated with the North Koreans for about 24 hours, including Kim Il-sung, extensively. He finally accepted all of the propositions that I had brought to North Korea, to my surprise.
The diplomatic breakthrough later fell apart under the administration of President George W. Bush. Carter was also a frequent critic of Israeli policy.
Please join me in welcoming former President Jimmy Carter.
In 2003, he helped design a peace agreement known as the Geneva Accord, recognizing Israel but also Palestine as independent states.
No matter what leaders the Palestinians might choose, no matter how fervent American interests might be, there remains one basic choice for the Israelis. Do we want permanent peace?
How many of her staff?
The promotion of democracy was another of Carter's passions.
Turnout has been 83%.
Through his center, he was involved in monitoring roughly 100 elections in 38 countries. With his wife, Rosalind Carter, he traveled the world helping build homes for the poor through Habitat for Humanity. For decades after he left office, this historian says Carter was tireless in his crusade to combat human suffering.
There's a model now for ex-presidents to follow, and it was set by Jimmy Carter.
An altruistic template laid out in his farewell speech after an embattled presidency.
Those who hunger for freedom, who thirst for human dignity, and who suffer for the sake of justice, they are the patriots of this cause. I believe with all my heart that America must always stand for these basic human rights at home and abroad. That is both our history and our destiny.
It is a destiny that for decades, Jimmy Carter dedicated his life to achieving. Kimberly, Halkett, Al Jazeera.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.